Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to a new episode of Music with Nick. Today I'm super excited about a new marathon for SIDECAR Dog. Thank you so much, SIDECAR, for requesting this new video and for making it happen, for sponsoring it. I'm really glad. We got some Donald Fagen, Pete Townshend, Bruce Springsteen, John Mayer, and Frank Sinatra in this marathon. I'm super excited to do this. But first of all, of course, thank you everyone for being here, for watching these videos of me and Alexia reacting to these, these artists, these musicians, and thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, for liking the videos, for your comments, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. So we have Donald Fagen, like I said, in the house. The Night Fly, this amazing album that I have right there. I used to have it right here. The Night Fly, we're going to do Green Flower Street. This is from right after Gaucho, 1982. Then Street in the City by Pete Townshend and Ronnie Lane, Rough Mix. This is from 1977. Then we got Bruce Springsteen here. It's Hard to Be a Saint in the City. This is from Greetings from Asbury Park, New York. Is it New York or New Jersey? I think it's New Jersey. 1973. Then John Mayer, City Love. This is a very early album. Like this, John Mayer looks so young in this picture. It's 2001. Let's see if this was his first album, actually. Let's take a look. Looks like the second one, yeah. Wow. But he looks like literally like a child there. And what a great player John Mayer is. Amazing. And then Frank Sinatra. I just did a marathon with Nancy Sinatra. And that was also very interesting. Autumn in New York is the song we're going to do from Come Fly With Me. Album 1958. Wow. Awesome. So I'm super excited. Give me just one moment and we'll continue with the music. All right, so we're gonna start it off with Donald Fagen. So sometimes you guys give me a like an alternative, because you know that I don't like to do Donald Fagen or Steely Dan without Alexia, but this one here, there was no alternative, which is totally fine. It's not the end of the world. We can't react to everything together. We've established that already almost a year ago. So I'm just gonna play it to her, or if it's like a super amazing song, I'll ask her if she can react to it by herself. Like, it doesn't really occur that much, but we already have hundreds of reactions together. Maybe not hundreds of Steely Dan reactions, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. So The Night Fly, Green Flower Street is the song. Here we go. I'm always excited when I get to listen to new Dan material. For me, Donald Fagen's two albums, they're like an extension of Steely Dan, especially since Walter Becker is either on the bass or the guitar or has written some of the material. So it's just amazing what these guys do together. So here's some Donald Fagen, The Night Fly. Here we go.
Uptown, it's murder out in the street.
Yeah.
Uptown, it's murder out in the street. That's where I found my man Plum. That's where you'd be if you found one. Where the nights are bright and joy is complete. Street by squeeze on Greenflower Street. Since May, there's trouble most every night. Since May, most every night. Where once we danced our sweet routine, it reeks of wine and caffeine. Where the nights are bright and joy is complete, keep the squeeze on Greenflower Street.
Love it.
There's a special place for lovers, one we understand. There when neon bends in daylight sky. In that sunny room, she soothes me, cools me with her fan. We're drifting, 1,000 years roll by.
I love it. It just sounds like an extension of Gaucho because it's literally 2 years, you know, after. It has that same feel, those really beautiful like chords, those jazzy, you know, chords that he lays down. And I love that, you know, little palm muting from the guitar. There's no, I'm kind of surprised that there's not a lot of horns there, but the voice is literally the Gaucho voice. I have a very, like, Gaucho is, I'm like always between Asia and Gaucho and the Royal Scam, but I think Gaucho is where I'm the happiest, even though I think Asia is the better album, but Gaucho is just, I like that it's a little bit darker, but it sounds just like literally like in the time is the same, the chords, the style, like the drums are more electric, you know, sounding. Not that they're electric, but it just has that feel, you know. Beautiful chords, beautiful lyrics, and his voice is just top notch. So I don't know who's playing the bass, if it's Walter or if it's somebody else, but great track. I'm loving it. Really, really good. As always, I mean, I've never been disappointed ever with a Steely Dan track or a Donald Fagen track. I would totally be honest if I didn't like one. It doesn't exist. It's just like, it's a beautiful thing.
Her brother is burning with rage. Luchain, her brother is burning with rage. I'd like to know what's on his mind. He says that, buddy, you're not my kind. When the nights are bright and joy is complete, keep my squeeze on Greenflower Street. When the nights are bright and joy is complete, keep my squeeze on Greenflower Street.
Freaking amazing. What a great track. Beautifully played, and the ending, and yeah, I guess I did miss a little bit of the saxophone, but I think all the Night Fly doesn't have that much. Like we have done so far IGY, we have done New Frontier, the Goodbye Look, yeah, we're getting, I think Maxine, we've done Maxine, but I mean, what a great track. This is, so number 2 is in the book, so yeah, we're almost finished with the album. If you want to watch a great reaction, we just redid Asia, like after 2 years of listening to Asia, by reacting to it on the channel. We did on the Patreon, we did just the full album in one sitting. it's just a fun reaction. It's such a, you know, it was such a good time. Before that, we did also Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery, also amazing. A little bit, you know, more difficult to digest than Asia. But if you want to check that out, go on our Patreon, check it out. Okay, so second song. So this was just beautiful. Pete Townshend. Here we go with Rough Mix. Here we go.
Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. There's a man upon that ledge, he's only cleaning windows. What a shame, who's to blame for the pain we're missing? Gonna lean back on my wall and pray for him to fall. See that man going in the bank with a blue suit. He's carrying a bag full of very important paper. There's old Mac trying to busk with his new flute. Did you read about the Cambridge raper? Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. Those girls pass every day. They seem to think I'm funny. It's just a game that they're playing till they can claim their personal man. Gonna lean back on my wall and pray for the knickers to fall. See that woman with a bun in her hair? Don't she know that ain't still done anywhere? See that man going in the Wigan pen? He was charged with telling lies again. I see the world go by as I lean against my wall. I watch as Fleet Street makes new heroes rise and fall. The news is written in the eyes of us all. One is a sinner, the next is a saint, but most of us worried about showing up late. I'm gonna lean back on my wall and pray for him to fall.
Wow. I'm so curious who wrote this orchestration, and I love the lyrics and I love his singing, and for just being the guitar player of The Who, and where he did, of course, like most of the songwriting, I do know that, but they did have a singer. I don't know if he was doing a lot of backing vocals, but he has an amazing voice, and just like as a solo artist, very, very effective. I think I haven't listened to The Who enough to kind of like, you know, separate them. So, but yeah, just for being the, you know, the guitar player And I know he's like such a big name in music, but this is fantastic. It reminds me of Cat Stevens. It reminds me of all kinds of music. Really, really cool. Very different, and I love that he's has such orchestration in this music, and the guitar is just like, you know, a little bit of rhythm guitar and his singing, but it's very complex. I really enjoy it. Really, really cool. Let's continue. And I don't know who Ronnie Lane is, but I guess, let's see. I can't really click on it because then I would be interrupting this track. But yeah, very cool. I love it. I love it. Wow.
Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. Street in the city, street in the city on a working day. There's a man up on that ledge, he's only cleaning windows. What a shame, who's to blame for the pain?
What a cool track. Like, I wonder if he, when he was writing the guitar parts, but just like, and then the orchestration, if he was writing that at the same time, or if he just recorded the guitar and then said, hey, play over that, you know, these are the chords, these are, you know, the licks, and that would be interesting to figure out. But this was a great track, very special. Like I said, reminded me of Cat Stevens, but also like almost like, you know, the Beatles in a way. Just the high notes, you know, you know, when he does that, and very, very cool. So Bruce Springsteen is next. It's Hard to Be a Saint in the City. So I've done some, let's see. I think does this bus stop on 82nd Street? I've done, I think, like 2 songs from this album, but so this will be the 3rd one, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But let's give it up for Bruce. Here we go.
I had skin like leather and the diamond hard look of a cobra. I was born blue and weather, that I burst just like a summer does like a Harley in heat. When I strut down the street, I could feel its heartbeat. Sisters fell back, said, don't that man look pretty? The cripple on the corner cried out, nickels for your pity. Them gasoline boys downtown sure talk gritty. It's so hard to be a saint in the city. I was the king of the alley, mama, I could talk some trash. I was the prince of the paupers, crowned downtown at the Beggar's Bash. I was the pimp's main prophet, I kept everything cool. Just a backstreet gambler with the luck to lose. And when the heat came down and it was left on the ground, the devil appeared like Jesus through the steam in the street, showing me a hand I knew even the cops couldn't beat. I felt his hot breath on my neck as I dove into the heat. It's so hard to be a saint when you're just a boy out on the street. And the sages of the subway sit just like the living dead. As the tracks clack out the rhythm, their eyes fixed straight ahead. They ride the line of balance and hold on by just a thread. But it's too hot in these tunnels, you can get hit up by the heat. You get up to get out at your next stop, and they push you back down in your seat. Your heart starts beating faster as you struggle to your feet. You're out of that hole, back up on the street, and those Southside sisters sure look pretty. The cripple on the corner cries out, nickels for your pity. Them downtown boys, they sure talk gritty. It's so hard to be a saint in the city. So hard. Whoa.
It's all about the lyrics with Bruce. I mean, there's always so much interplay, but like basically the important stuff is because he's such a poet, you know. But again, I mean, his music is always very interesting, but it's always about what he's saying, what he's singing about. That's what basically what counts. The music is great, but what really matters are the lyrics in his music, and that's just something that I've noticed. That he has so much to say, so fast paced, and it's really great. All right, so give me just one moment here. I do have to fix one thing. Give me a second. All right, all ready to go after this Bruce Springsteen tune. I loved it. Let's continue with John Mayer. John Mayer. The first time I saw John Mayer was basically in a video on YouTube when they were playing. ZZ Top was playing, I think, I don't know, one of their longer tunes with a lot of solos. And there was also Slash among them. And so first, like, you know, ZZ Top took a solo, then Slash took a solo, and I was like, wow, this is really amazing. And then out of nowhere comes like this guy, like with short hair, you know, just a t-shirt, and like, I don't know, he was just dressed like he went for a jog, and with a Telecaster, and he just like melted everyone's face away with his solo. And I was like, who the hell is that? And it's John Mayer. So that was my first exposure, and ever since then I was like, this guy's amazing. And then of course he came out with his great tunes. You know, he's such a great composer, songwriter, and he has it all, you know. So he has the rocker attitude, but also he does the ballads and he plays the blues like he means it. So let's give it up for John Mayer, City Love, and this is from 2001. Here we go.
I never liked this apple much. It always seemed too big to touch. I can't remember how I found my way before she came around. I just because I got a city love. I found it in Lydia, and I can't remember life before her name. She keeps a toothbrush at my place, as if I had the extra space. She steals my clothes to wear to work. I know her hairs are on my shirts. I tell everyone I smile just because I got a city love. I found it in Lydia, and I can't remember life before the day she called up and came to me, covered in red, dinner time shadowing, and eyes are closed, spun with spoon, and I knew I was through when I said I love you. Friday evening,
That
we
solo.
drink at 2 a.m.
I mean, you can hear like that guy's a professional. The way he plays that tone, super warm, great lyrics, great singing overall, just a great song. It's just like he has a great formula that just works. And I was just looking, 16 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That alone, you know, yeah, that says it all, you know. So great stuff. I love the solo, love the song.
Drink at 2 a.m. I swear I might propose. But we close a tab, split a cab, call each other up when we get home, falling asleep to the sound of sirens. I got a city love. I found it in Lydia, from the battery to the gallery. It's the kind of thing you only see in scented glossy magazines. And I can't remember life before her name.
Very cool. Even the like orchestration there was so cool. I mean, you can just hear it. Look, you know, there's some of these players, like for example, who's the other guy that I love? We reacted to. Let me see if he's on the list. Like, if you listen to John Mayer, you also would like. Let's see. Sure, he's here. Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz. That guy. I mean, you can just hear that they went to school. You know. Their chord progressions, the singing, but Jack Johnson, he's so good as well. That's so funny that exactly the two that I was thinking about. These are others that I don't know, but yeah, Jason Mraz, like his voice is also so good. His guitar playing, Jack Johnson, the same. Great surfer too. All right. So let's see what else we got. I think the we're gonna finish it off with the man who they also called the Voice, Frank Sinatra, Autumn in New York. Man, when I listened to Sinatra last time, I think it was Summer Wind. I think I got a little teary-eyed. I hope that doesn't happen again. But that voice and the orchestration of like Frank Sinatra's tunes are just insanely effective and good. This is from 58. Here we go. Autumn in New York.
Autumn in New York, why does it seem so inviting? Autumn in New York, it spells the thrill of first nighting. Glittering crowds and shimmering clouds in canyons of steel. They're making me feel I'm home. It's autumn in New York that brings the promise of new love. Autumn in New York is often mingled with pain. Dreamers with empty hands, they sigh for exotic lands. It's autumn in New York, it's good to live it again. This autumn in New York transforms the slums into Mayfair. Autumn in New York, you need no castles in Spain. Lovers that bless the dark on benches in Central Park. It's autumn in New York. It's good to live it again.
musical style, I mean, it's so unique. I mean, a guy who sings like that with an orchestra, like, how do you even record that? And then lyrics like that, you know, of a city, and then the four seasons of Cape. I mean, autumn is also like Alexia's favorite. I think mine too. It's just the colors are amazing, and I think it's everybody's favorite season, you know. Even and when he was singing about Central Park, when we were in Munich, there's this park which is called the English Garden, and it's a little bit bigger than Central Park by, I guess, a couple of I think it's hectares, or yeah, I think it's called hectares, and I don't know if it's hectares in English. Acres, hectáreas in Spanish, acres, and it's just amazing what you can do there. You know, you can surf there, you can just anything, but it's also inside a city, and you can just like, it's wonderful. We spent there like a lot of days, and I was actually comparing it to Central Park. I was like, yeah, we have like our own Central Park in Munich. She said, what? And then she's like, yeah, I would totally move here, you know, to Munich. So if you've ever been to Munich and you've been to the Englischen Garten, let me know. This was a wonderful tune. I love Frank Sinatra. I should listen to him more, but I just don't have the time with everything that I listen to and everything that I do. But it's wonderful. It's like the swing. It has this beautiful jazzy vibe, and the orchestrations are just wonderful. It always reminds me of Hollywood in a way, like the older movies that have this heavy, beautiful orchestration music, like Casablanca, you know, stuff like that. You know, movies of that time, they're just wonderful, and it's always very dramatic, and it's very, I don't know, it was just a time where there was a little bit more care in everything, I think, in the 50s, you know, at least, you know, to the public, you know, not everything was so crazy as it is today. Like when it comes to music and movies, and everything was a little bit pulled back, that it wasn't so exposed, and it wasn't so, I guess, in your face like it is today. I'm even talking about like commercials and movies and stuff. Maybe they were still bad, but they were more careful with what you can show and what you can't. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I feel. It doesn't mean it was better, you know, but yeah. So this was great. What a great list. Donald Fagen, Pete Townshend, Bruce Springsteen, John Mayer, and Frank Sinatra in one marathon. This was great. Thank you so much, SIDECAR, for exposing me to more, you know, goodies. Especially what I loved, Pete Townshend was very, very cool discovery, because when I think of Pete Townshend, it's the guy who would always break his guitar. You know, I would never think that a guy like that had such like a voice like that and would compose music so soft and, you know, with such orchestration. Bruce Springsteen, I do know, I love him for his, you know, lyrical, you know, output, and also always a lot of instrumentation surrounded. And I love all these songs are about pretty much New York City, you know, or a city. I don't know if SIDECAR was going for that theme. He didn't tell me, but it sounds like it a little bit, you know, like Greenflower Street in the city. It's hard to be a saint in the city, City Love, and Autumn in New York. Maybe it's a city marathon, but he didn't tell me. Or if he did, I didn't get it, because the first time everybody sent me their requests through Buy Me a Coffee, there was a glitch and I didn't get any, so I had to email everybody separately. So if it was, thank you so much. It definitely worked. It was a great marathon. Thank you so much for all your support, SIDECAR. And thank you everyone for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you enjoy the marathon, please do like it. If you like the channel, subscribe. And Thank you so much for everything. I'll see you in the next video.